Hey gang, and welcome to Nerd4ia. A few really cool things came out this week, and I was gonna try to dedicate an episode to each of them, but I'd rather just talk about them all at once, and then get something truly awesome for your next episode. Okay, Tuesday marked the release of the new Green Day album, Uno. Um, I haven't been that much of a Green Day fan in recent time. Um, kind of fell out of it after all the hype around American Idiot, which I do think was a really good album, but it also kind of killed my interest for a while. Although I did recently listen to the album that followed, 21st Century Breakdown, which I never decided to give a chance, um, but it was pretty good. And Uno definitely reinvigorates my interest in Green Day. Um, Whereas, say, a couple months ago, I would have been like, new Green Day. Ugh, sucks. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to listen to it. But what's really awesome is that the new Green Day is actually a lot more like the Green Day that I remember listening to in my younger times. Um, so, which for a lot of other bands, I would say that's not really a good thing. But Green Day is definitely a lot more irreverent, I don't give a crap kind of punky stuff that you're used to remembering from Green Day. Um, but there's also a lot of love and loss and heartbreak and all the serious stuff that has fallen under their more recent albums, and less of the shoving political views down people's throats, which, as much as I agreed with some of them, well, most of them, it just got a little too. I don't know. It's weird that we live in an age where politicizing something makes it more commercial. What is that about? Because we need to fix that system because people like Mitt Romney are politics in big business. And we don't want people like that to take control and say, hey, I'm big business, so not only am I making your laws, but I'm controlling everything to do with your big block stores that you all have to shop at. But aside from that, Uno has some catchy lyrics, some really strange things. To say the song "Kill the DJ" is very strange to me, simply because I think it's really cool, but I don't understand what the message is, and it's really weird to have a catchy chorus that's talking about killing something. But all the same, I don't think it's a song they take seriously, and I don't think it's anything anyone else should take seriously. And not only that, but it borrows a lot more from older punk stuff as opposed to the 90s punk wave that the early Green Day really exemplifies. Because it definitely reminds me of something by The Clash or Blondie as far as the instrumentation is concerned. And a lot of a big nostalgia kick, more than just for the time period that I grew up in. Nostalgia kick for all different musical periods in general. Song Carpe Diem, Seize the Day, whatever. It's all about a revolution and making a difference and making a change, and I like that. So, notable tracks say Stay the Night, Kill the DJ, as I said, Troublemaker, Sweet 16. The song that plays on the radio, Oh Love, is actually the final track on the album, which I think is a nice touch because it's like, hey, you only know the song from the radio? We'll put it last, so you have to listen to the entire album before you can hear it. I like it. It's great marketing. And as great as Uno seems, I hope it wasn't too much of a rush job and that the two other albums that are already finished, Dose and Trace, yeah, really clever, Green Day. I hope that they're as nice and polished and as loud and as raucous and fun as Uno is. I hope so. And my friend at work, who loves Green Day more than pretty much anything else in the world, is very, very psyched about that. I never thought I liked them enough to want to go see them, but I think I kind of want to. Who's with me? Okay, and then it's Avenger time with Nick Fury and Captain America and Tony Stark and Thor and Bruce Banner and Black Widow and Hawkeye and Loki. The fun will never end. Yeah, I saw it the first day in the theater by myself. I got my nice souvenir cup, which for some reason only had the two characters, Loki and Nick Fury, on it, which I didn't understand because they only really interacted that one time within the entire movie. Also, a movie where Samuel Jackson does not swear, and that's weird. But yeah, really good. To say, Mark Ruffalo is the best of the three actors that Marvel has already had to have play Hulk. I applaud him for that. And I am so inspired by the awesomeness that is Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner that I think I would kind of want to be Bruce Banner for Halloween. Say, not the Hulk, Bruce Banner. And it would be really funny because I could just wear normal clothes, maybe some glasses, and be like, hey, how can you not wear a costume? Bruce Banner, bitch. You know, stuff like that. The free poster that I got at Walmart for the Avengers does not have every hero on it, and that kind of pisses me off. But that's why it's a free poster, isn't it? Scarlett Johansson completely wows me as Black Widow, Agent Romanoff. Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye is really cool, especially because he's completely rogue renegade for over half of the film. And then he does some really, really cool stuff. Bruce Banner's secret that he's always angry is really hilarious at near the end of the movie, simply because you see Tony Stark trying to get him to Hulk out through the entire movie. Captain America's a little old-fashioned, a little not so much amused at Tony as us watching the movie are. I don't feel like Nick Fury does enough simply because Samuel Jackson is really awesome. I'd love to see him do more in Avengers 2, which will also be written and directed by the same person that wrote and directed this, Joss Whedon, creator of Firefly, Buffy, Dollhouse, and something else that's eluding me. He also apparently wrote Alien Resurrection, which I told everyone not to watch in a previous episode. Maybe you should, since Joss Whedon wrote it. Or it claims on IMDb that he did. Say, Tom Hiddleston's Loki is completely amazing, and I'm excited to see him once more in Thor 2, The Dark World, next year. The main villain in The Dark World is going to be played by Christopher Eccleston, Doctor Number 9. Lovely. I just can't explain how amazing of a movie Avengers is. And that almost every upcoming Marvel movie is going to be a tie-in with all of this. With Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, one. And there's apparently going to be another Hulk with Mark Ruffalo, with the current Hulk, hopefully. But either way, I'm not really too psyched about a Hulk movie because I feel like the way he's set up in the movie universe, he's a lot stronger as a member of the team as opposed to a guy that has his own movie. I really do want to see a Black Widow movie, though. Just like detailing her backstory and the red in her wedge and all the stuff that she's trying to get rid of within this film. Lots of humor, lots of action, lots of explosions. Nothing ever seems forced and nothing ever seems too, like, fake, even though some moments are just so ridiculously comic. Another thing I wanted to note was I think it's really cool that Tony Stark is rocking a Black Sabbath shirt for over half of the movie. But I also noticed on the Black Sabbath shirt that there is a picture of a space jockey, which is the giant alien that pilots the crashed spaceship that you see in Alien, and also the alien that we call the engineer in the film Prometheus. I thought it was cool. And there's also Triforce. Black Sabbath loved Zelda before Zelda existed. And that's cool. And the film also really made me want to eat shawarma, which is essentially any kind of meat cooked a certain way, served in a pita with some nice veggies and some kind of yogurt sauce or something. Kind of like a gyro or a souvlaki. Things that I really love to eat. Beautiful things. I love Chris Hemsworth's Thor for many reasons, but the biggest reason is how he can just turn around and trust Loki after every single thing he's done, just because he loves his brother so much. So yeah, next year Marvel is definitely going to wow me with Iron Man 3 and Thor 2. It's really all I have to say. I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, I don't want to spoil it, but I mean, I don't know how you haven't. It's the #1 movie in the entire world. Seriously. And besides, Yoshi compels you to watch it. Alright. Yeah, and the final thing that came out this week that really excited me, besides the movie Looper, which I am not seeing until tomorrow, JK Rowling's new book, Casual Vacancy, claims to be her first novel for adults. But who's fooling anyone here? As much as Harry Potter starts out as a kid's thing, or at least a kid-friendly thing, it becomes something so dark and so dense by the end. Something so horrifying and dark and tragic and so much death, so much dying. I mean, if I was a kid, if I was a kid when the last book came out, I would have still read it, obviously. I mean, I grew with Harry in an amazing way. I'll never forget that. It touched me in so much of a very strong fashion. And I have been looking since for the book that excites me nearly as much as Harry Potter does. It's hard to come back. J.K. Rowling, although I've only started reading this book, J.K. Rowling really proves herself as a master storyteller, where she gets me hooked right into the middle of this story, where all these townspeople and how a member of the city council just drops dead of an aneurysm. Is how it starts out, and you go into what his wife's thinking, what the neighbors are thinking, what the people down the road are thinking, what somebody that actually witnessed it was thinking, what person that went with him in the ambulance was thinking. And you get all these unique, special characters, whether or not many of them have a major part. I love it. But I mean, they do have a major part. If the way she wrote Harry Potter is an indication, feel like any book that she would decide to write, any genre, any style, seems like she can just craft this world. I love it. I only wish I could write as well as that. And I will be starting to film me reading some of my own work at some point. So please critique. I'd love to hear what you have to say. That's it, guys. Catch ya later.